The counter argument, Ira, is that, and perhaps this is an argument that the principal might have used, that books can cause harm. That if young people don't see themselves reflected in the literature, if they see themselves being referred to in disparaging ways, then it can cause damage to them. How do you respond to that?
I'm a bit unsure, to be perfectly frank, Adrian. I'm a bit unsure about this word harm. And I'll tell you why. I think that it can be used in such a broad way. Harm in this context, I've seen it used to describe like an actual kind of post-traumatic triggering way that it's having a kind of direct psychological impact on a student, on a learner. And then I've seen it invoked in a way that suggests a kind of discomfort, a kind of mild sort of feeling that this isn't comfortable for me, or this doesn't reflect what I'm being told at home. This doesn't reflect, the values of my parents, and so I'm being made to feel uncomfortable. And depending on how we want to think about education, you could make the argument that students should feel uncomfortable. The students should be out of their comfort zone a little bit. And I recognize that's not the kind of harm that you're talking about in your question. So we have to sort of think carefully about how we make these judgment calls.
Well, all right. I'll give you an example. Like I'm thinking of books that in the 50s caused a lot of controversy. So books, for example, like Little Black Sambo, right? There was controversy about that book in the Toronto public system back in the 50s. Or books like 10 Little Indians, right? And the argument is that those books can be, very, very traumatizing. It can cause real damage to the psyches of impressionable young people, particularly racialized young people.
I respect your opinion on this. Do you think that we would be better off erasing that history rather than sort of framing those racist texts as a lamentable and disgusting part of our history, but that we must own it? It is a part of our history, or sort of censoring it out of existence and hoping for the best?